All right, Metal Mike, Buzzard Junk Antiques coming at you. Have a great little interesting story for you for all you collectors of World War II items and the fact of just keeping your nose to the grind. A couple months ago, my girlfriend cuts hair for a living. She works at a salon, and she was talking to one of her clients, telling them how I collect and buy and sell junk and antiques and military items. Well, she mentioned to me that she had an uncle that she was settling the estate for out of town, and they had a trunk full of stuff. So she told me that, and I said, well, yeah, definitely tell her I'd be interested in it. So we got a call one night. I was laying in bed half asleep, and she says, well, they got pictures of that trunk for you. So they sent me pictures through an email on the phone, and I could see that there was a German helmet, a bayonet, and then a lot of miscellaneous stuff. She goes, well, what do you want to give for it? So I had to think of myself, half asleep, mind you, what would be a fair offer, realistically, but yet still allow me to pay, you know, a reasonable price and not overpay for it. So I tell her I'll give her $500 and I'll pay all shipping on the items. So she did that, and they agreed to it. And then the next day I thought about it, and I thought, heck, you know, with that trunk and everything, the shipping alone is going to be ridiculous. Why did I do that? I could have told them to take everything out of the trunk. It would have been much easier to just throw it in a cardboard box and ship it. So I thought nothing would ever come of it. I didn't know if I shot the price too high. Well, the trunk finally did come. And I ended up paying, like, I think $90 in shipping, so we got $590 into it. So I knew when I opened this trunk that this is what I was waiting for, because I had to see, did I make the right buy? So now we're going to go to that trunk and we're going to show you exactly what happened on that deal. So now we got the trunk. As you can see, it's loaded down. There's 2 levels to this. Now here's the level, the letter that I got. Good afternoon. I hope this trunk and its contents are all you hoped it would be. These things belong to my husband's uncle, Benjamin, which I'm going to leave his last name out, who served from 1942 to 1946 with the U.S. Army during World War II. My husband Ralph and his uncle were close in later years and often talked of Ben's war experiences. In the summer of 1998, Ben gave these things to my husband. He passed away a few months later on November 3rd, 1998. I will give you a bit of background as I know it. Ben was born in 1914 in South Dakota. The town is no longer there. He attended grade school and graduated from high school at nearby Redfield, South Dakota, where he also attended college. He entered the armed forces in South Dakota on April 4th, 1942. On November 12th, 1942, he was commissioned a second lieutenant at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. He was with the 69th Division in the European theater serving in Germany, England, and France. He was in the division that met the Russians at the, I don't know the pronunciation of this, Elbe, I want to say, River in May 1945. He received the Bronze Star and the Combat Infantry Badge. His service commitment ended on May 11, 1946. After the war, he married a Missouri girl, and they lived in Jefferson City, Montana, the rest of his life. He worked at the U.S. Post Office there and never had any children. I am closing the 3 pictures that may help you give an idea of the man and the time. Sincerely. So beautiful, heartfelt letter. And these are pictures of him, obviously, in his retirement, visiting the Normandy beaches years later.
Lighting here.
And then this one right here, obviously during his service time. And that's, of course, the 69th Division in Germany. Leipzig. So, now looking down through in here, so we got the letter. Now we've got just normal.
The first thing I notice is just the smell coming from this trunk.
Mothballs.
Just, yeah.
That's what you would do. You put the mothballs in, it keeps mice and obviously
yeah, it keeps all the
out.
rodents out, but it's got a particular smell. It smells old.
It's been closed since the 40s. Now
Yep.
look, it's got everything from his field long underwear to undershirts to socks still rolled, his caps, his other socks. The reason I'm not fully undoing it, more just like maybe even boot camp sweatshirts, just leisure ties and such down in here. All his tunics, field gloves, dress tunic, summer tunic, more tunics, spare tunics, field tunics with his medals on it here, more pants and such down here. So, we've got all this stuff here. Basically a time capsule of his time. Now here's what I was really after, which is over here. I've already got these in my private collection removed. But this was the helmet that I received from him, and the bayonet. So this German helmet is World War I. Look at that paint on there, amazing. You can see the brush strokes in it. And then with the original liner, well, a liner that is not typical of German, that was added later, so it could be an Australian, or who knows whose liner that is. I've never seen one like it. It could even be an American liner. And then this awesome bayonet, which I received with it. Now look at the bluing on there. This has never been sharpened since the war. Nothing. It's as sharp as can be. Look at the tip on it. Beautiful matching serial numbers. So I got these two German pieces, and then of course all of his combat gear. A letter from his family documenting his time in Germany, where he served, what medals he won, just the time capsule that you want. Now the price that I paid alone is covered here with the bayonet and the helmet. Now originally when I made the purchase, what I was going to do was going to take the German helmet and bayonet out and resell the rest of it and recoup my lost funds. But the more I thought about it, being I'm a collector of World War II stuff, I'm going to keep this collection all together. I did pull the helmet and bayonet. Hopefully I'll be able to add it back to the trunk. But just to find a capsule like this with the letter telling exactly who the man is, where he's from, and everything. This is what you live for as a collector.
It's priceless, and it'll be worth even more 10 years from now.
It will, especially with the documentation.
Yeah.
And the helmet, if you can imagine, and the bayonet that I showed you were jammed in here as well. Just an amazing time capsule. And this is what you live for as a collector of military stuff. Now, they always say you can't find this stuff, but it's out there. Believe me, this is more proof of it. It's out there. Keep hunting. Word of mouth. Remember, this just came about, not even from me doing anything, but just simply my girlfriend mentioning to someone that this is what I did. So there you go. If that doesn't give you incentive to get out there, I don't know what can be. And believe that, don't fall for the naysayers, because they're everywhere. Oh, you can't find it. Rare, rare, rare. No, it's out there. It's everywhere. But you got to do the hunting. So, Metal Mike, Buzzard Junk Antiques. Remember, if you have any German, military, or American stuff, I pay very well for it. You can always contact me. Thank you now. Back to picking.